Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Prince Automation Destination. This is Prince. I hope you are doing well. So today we are going to talk about how to design a test automation framework from scratch. This is one of the most widely asked interview question, and most of the people struggle in designing the test automation framework. So this particular video will help you how to design the test automation framework from scratch, that too with the help of AI. So this is what we are going to talk about today. So now let us jump onto the agenda. So we are going to build a test automation framework from scratch. It is going to be Selenium BDD along with TestNG, and we are going to utilize GitHub Copilot in agent mode along with Playwright MCP. Now talking further, what is going to be the tech stack and prerequisite. So the core technologies that we are going to utilize is Java. Then we are going to utilize Selenium WebDriver for browser automation, BDD with Cucumber for readable test, and design pattern and build tool that we are going to use is Maven for dependency management and page object model for maintainability of different pages of web application. And then we are going to utilize GitHub Copilot in agent mode, by which we can write the code directly into the files. We can create the file, we can update the files, and we are going to utilize Playwright MCP for generation of the locators of a particular page. Meaning, with the help of Playwright MCP, we will ask GitHub Copilot to navigate to a particular page and get the locators. This is how we will get the locator set on the fly, right? Talking about reporting and prerequisites. So extend report for detailed reporting. And the prerequisite for this is you should have Java installed in your system, and you should have Maven also installed, and their path should also be set, right? Now talking about the framework architecture. So when we talk about any BDD based framework, so the core part is we have feature files where we write the test cases in the form of scenarios, which is in plain English language. Then corresponding to these feature files, we have step definitions where we write the corresponding Java code corresponding to the feature steps that we have defined in the scenario, and page objects for maintainability of each pages, where we can define the locators of the page and we can define the actions of that particular page. When we can have support modules like the driver management, utilities, and global constants. So in driver management, we can have driver initialization logic. In utilities, we can have different utilities like Excel reader or JSON reader or screenshot handling, right? And then test runner. This is to trigger the test cases in Cucumber. So we are going to talk about Cucumber with TestNG to achieve parallel execution. However, we can use JUnit 5 as well. And AI integration. So to achieve all these components development, we are going to utilize GitHub Copilot along with Playwright MCP, right? So this is the overall architecture. So this is the step definition. This is feature files. This is one layer. This is second layer. Then we have runner. In the page objects, we'll be maintaining the pages. Then in the utilities, we'll be writing the logic, right? So this is how it works, right? So now talking about how to leverage GitHub Copilot agent mode with Playwright MCP. So for code generation, we can utilize Copilot agent mode. So Copilot agent mode has the capability to create the file, write the data into the files, and update the files. So for example, with the help of this, we can fetch the details of a dependency using LLM such as GPT-4, Claude Sonnet, right? Which would be part of any AI tool, right? So they will help us getting the dependency that we would need for our project. And with the help of agent mode, we'll be able to inject that into the framework, right? Now talking about smart element location. So Playwright MCP has the capability which can be integrated with any AI tool, and then with the help of Playwright MCP, we'll be able to locate the elements. So this is how we can leverage to identify the locators on the fly. This is a sample example. So we will, for example, we want to log in into the application, right? So we will be navigating to login page, entering the credentials, right? And clicking on login button. So Copilot, what it will do is with the help of Playwright MCP, it will generate the Java code. And with the help of agent mode, it will inject that into the pages and step definitions. So this is how it will work, right? This is how we are going to utilize, right? Talking about reporting. So reporting is always the crucial for any test automation framework, because this indicates that how much percentage we have achieved in terms of automation and what is the pass percentage, fail percentage. So test reporting become important, right? So it provides visually appealing and highly detailed test execution summary. So we are going to talk about how we can integrate extend report, right? So this is the sample extend report. Similarly, we can attach the screenshot on failure. We can get the step-by-step details in Excel report, right? So this is how our report look like, right? So this is about what we are going to discuss as part of current discussion. So now let us jump on to the practical demonstration. For that purpose, I have created a sample Maven project. You can also create yours. So what we need to do, you need to click on main menu, then you need to click on new, and after that we need to click on project, and here you need to provide the name of your project, choose Maven as a build tool, and here you need to provide the JDK version. So Java should be installed. In case it is not installed, you can use this particular option as well to download, and then after you need to configure. As soon as you click on create, you will also start seeing this particular Maven project, right? So this particular Maven project has form.xml, which has JDK 17 because we have provided JDK 17. That's why compiler version, source and target are appearing as 17. Also, you will see SRC main section where we don't have any packages and directories so far. Also, we see SRC test section. On the right hand side, we have GitHub Copilot, and how you can see this GitHub Copilot in case it is not appearing. So you need to click on again main menu. You need to click on settings, and then after you need to click on plugin section. Here in marketplace, you'll have to search for Copilot. So this is how you will start seeing GitHub Copilot. In my case, it is already installed and there is an update available. So it is asking me to update. In your case, you will see install. You need to click on install, and then after you need to restart your IDE. As a result, you will start seeing this particular GitHub Copilot icon. Once you have clicked on this particular GitHub Copilot, you will have to log into your GitHub account. In case you don't have any GitHub account, please do create a GitHub account. Then you need to click on sign in, and it will be navigating to your GitHub URL where you need to log in with your GitHub account, and you'll have to link your GitHub Copilot with GitHub account, and then only you'll be able to use it. In my case, I have done all these things. That's why I'm able to use it. Now let us discuss something about GitHub Copilot. So this is an AI assistant which has different modes, right? It has Ask mode, which is similar to ChatGPT. So we give an input, it will give an output, right, in the form of generic text. Talking about edit mode, which is about editing a particular file. So we need to add a file and it will make changes based on the input that we are giving, right? Then agent mode, which is the mature one, and it has more capabilities. It can read the entire framework or the entire project structure. It can create the files, add the files, update the files, and delete the content as well. On the right hand side, you will see a drop down, which is about LLMs. So LLM are the brain of any AI tool. So if I take an example of ChatGPT, Claude, so all these AI tools have a brain in the background. That brain is nothing but LLM, right? So you see these are the brains, right? These are the LLMs. I mean, Claude Sonnet, this is provided by Anthropic, GPT-5 provided by GPT, right? Similarly, they are like different models. So I'm going to use Claude Sonnet 3.7 because Claude is good at writing the code. And once you choose this particular agent mode, then you can integrate MCP as well, which is Model Context Protocol, by which we can connect to external sources. So in our case, we have integrated Playwright so that we can utilize Playwright functionality to interact with browser. In case you want to configure yours, you can simply click on Add More Tools. And as soon as you click on Add More Tools, you will land on this mcp.json. This mcp.json, if you will notice the location, this is somewhere inside the IntelliJ location, right? So here you need to provide the configuration of Playwright, which is provided by the Playwright MCP server itself by the Microsoft timing. You need to configure, and then your Playwright MCP will be integrated. If it is integrated, then you will be seeing this under this particular section, under tool section, and you will be seeing the functionality of Playwright, right? So with the help of GitHub, Copilot will be invoking these functionalities, right? Now we have understood what is GitHub Copilot. In case you want to understand more on GitHub Copilot and MCP, you can check out my videos in icon, right? So now, in order to talk to any AI tool, we need to send it instruction, and as a result, we will get an output, right? So we are going to give it an instruction now, right, to create the test automation framework. So what I'm going to do, act as a lead automation engineer. So when we give an input, we call it prompt, right? Create a BDD-based test ng, create a BDD-based test automation framework from scratch, step by step. Step 1 is create a Maven project, which is already done by us manually. Add the dependencies like Selenium 4.20, Cucumber, and TestNG. Create a basic package and directories as follows. Driver manager for driver management or initialization of driver, pages to maintain different pages, utils to add different utilities, constant to have constant value across the framework. Features, where we are going to write the cucumber scenarios. Then step definition, where we are going to write the corresponding Java code corresponding to the Gatling steps. And test runner, here we are going to talk about test engine integration with cucumber for parallel execution purpose, which we are going to add later, right? Also, I am instructing that please don't add any code, right? Meaning we just want to create the basic skeleton. We don't want to add the code for now, right? So now let me provide it, right? And see what it will do. So first I will check the Maven project structure exists and create necessary pom.xml with Selenium 4.20 cucumber and testnd. This is what we have provided. That's why it is trying to read the existing pom.xml. So if I click on pom.xml, you will see that it will edit this particular pom.xml. So you see it has started editing this particular pom.xml, and whatever we have instructed, it is going to add those dependencies. We need to click on accept all, right? So let us accept all. So now it is doing what it is doing is, now let us create the basic required packages structures that we have instructed, right? So let it try the way it is going to try. Let it try, right? Now it has added testng.xml as well. So let it add this one as well, right? So it will keep on doing whatever it would like it is having the capabilities, right? So you need to provide the constraint that do this, don't do this, right? So this is what it will do, right? Now let me expand it, right? So Java constants, driver manager, pages, utils, right? So it has created these things. Also it has created another step devs, and also it has created features, and test in the XML also it has created additional, right? Though we haven't instructed it, but it has stated, right? So if we will provide the concise information that we don't even need this test in the XML, so it won't create, right? Now we have created this. Next thing what I'm going to do is, so I have created some sample test cases for source demo application, right? So now what I'm going to do is automate the following test cases and add them in the above structure. So whatever we have created, I'm going to ask it to add this test cases in BDD format, right? So let us see, right? So what we are going to do, we are simply going to provide this. Also what I have instructed is, if you will notice that use Playwright MCP to extract the locators of the pages used in above journey, right? So wherever needed, it will go to the pages, it will extract the locators, and then only it will create the page object model. So let us see how it will interpret this particular input. So it is launching source demo, right? It is logging into the application. It will now click on login, and this is an issue with this particular site, that password related thing. Now it will proceed with whatever the step it has, right? So it has added an item into the cart, right? Now it may be checking it out based on whatever the test cases are created. So I have created these test cases with the help of Playwright, this particular GitHub CoPilot as well, and it is available beforehand, right? It does. So now it is going to click on finish, right? This way it would be able to extract all the locators and going to use it, right? So let us come back, and you see it has used Playwright functionality, right? Now it has added all the test cases, successful login, add item to the cart, checkout process, right? And so many things. Okay. So it is now adding driver factory, right? So though we have just asked it to write the test cases, so now it is constructing everything, whatever is they did. So it is creating the constants as well, app constants, right? So we can click on accept all parallelly, or we can wait for this particular command to complete, and only then we will provide accept all. So you will see now it is showing this particular red icon, right? Red for WebDriver, because this Maven is not loaded so far, though it has added the dependencies, but it is not updated so far, meaning Maven is not reloaded, right? So you see that it is able to extract the locators of username, password, login button, right? So whatever the pages it has went through, it has extracted all the locators. So once this particular task is completed, I am simply going to click on accept all. So let us minimize this and see what it is doing. So it is still working. It is adding checkout page as well. It is still working in the background, right? So how you can confirm that it is still working? You need to focus on this particular section, right? If it is not appearing as an arrow icon, it means that previous command is still working, right? So now it is giving the doc information, but it has added, right, how to run the test cases and all. So this also it is now telling, right? So you see, we are seeing this particular icon now, right? Now I'm going to click on accept all, right? And now I will go to each of these sections, right? So here somewhere you will start seeing issues. Why? Because Maven is not reloaded, right? So if I go to pom.xml, here also you will see the dependencies are not loaded properly, right? So now let me click on Maven, right? And click on this option and reload all Maven projects, right? As a result, it will index all the dependencies or download all the dependencies needed for this particular framework, which are added in this particular pom.xml, right? So let us wait for this to complete, right? It will add all these dependencies and then we will proceed further. You see, everything is added now. Now, if I navigate to base page, you won't see the red color icons, right? Now, what we can do is we can navigate to runner and we can execute the test cases and see whether we are able to execute the test cases or not, right? So you see, it has added everything. It has integrated Cucumber with test engine, right? And it has provided a parallel configuration as well. And as a result, all the test cases which are defined in this particular feature section will execute parallelly, right? So you see, everything is resolved now, right? So what I'm going to do, if I want to execute a specific test case, I can simply copy this particular @tc_01, will navigate to test under section, and here I can provide text section, right? So this is how we can provide tags, right? Let me provide a tag and then provide the comma as well. It is already there because it is showing this. So what I'm going to do, I'm simply going to provide it here and let me remove it from this particular location. Okay, now let us try to run it. So you see, it has launched this particular Chrome application, right? Let me click on this OK, right? So this is successful login. Okay. So this is how we can execute one test case. Similarly, you can execute other test cases as well, right? This is how we can utilize this particular thing, right? Okay. What is the next? Now let us talk about how to configure extend report. For that purpose, I am going to give it a fresh instruction. Please create extend report using com._evanstack, right? And use Cucumber plugin option. Don't use iTest listener approach, right? Because Cucumber has its own feature. So let us utilize that particular feature, right? and let us see and see what it is going to do now, right? Right, first thing what it has done is it has added this particular event stack, right? And also it has added extend.properties, which is responsible for generating Spark HTML report, and it is configuring the location as well. Now it is going to generate extend configuration.xml as well, which type of report, which type of theme we need. So that also it has created now, right? And let us wait for this to complete. So it is still working, right? So once it is completed, I will start seeing this particular arrow icon, and I'm going to click on accept all. Then I will try to run it once again. Okay, so it has updated source demo steps as well. So whatever is needed, it is going to update that part, right? So you see this is completed. Now let me click on accept all. And let me verify as well. Make sure that after using AI, you validate whatever it has generated. So if I navigate here, I see that the com.evanstack plugin is not added. Let me search it actually, right? Evanstack, or let me search with extent, right? So I don't see this particular plugin, right? So let us try to run, and maybe it will try to fix it. Okay, let me reload this, and now let me try to run it and see whether it is able to generate the extent report. It won't be able to generate because it hasn't added the dependency. So you see, it got failed, right? Okay. Now what I'm going to do is, please add dependency for extend. It is missing in pom.xml. So let us see. So it will now proceed and will try to add that particular dependency. So it has added this particular dependency now, right? Let us wait for this command to complete. Then I will proceed with execution, right? So this command is completed. Let me click on accept all, right? And then after, let us reload this, right? Reload a Maven project I'm in, so that these dependencies are downloaded in case they are not available in your local system, right? Now let us try to run it and see whether we are able to run it this time or not. So you see, it is executing all the test cases now, right? Why it is running all? Maybe the tags part would have been removed by this particular GitHub Copilot. That's why it is always important to make sure or validate that whatever we are using generated by Copilot or any AI tool, we should validate it, right? So you see the tag has been removed. That's why it is running all the test cases in parallel because of this particular parallel equal to true, right? So you see it is executing all the test cases. Okay. So now let us come back here and let us wait for the execution to complete, right? And at last we will verify that extent report is generated or not, right? So if I go to any one of these, maybe someone would have been logged in so far. So in this case, it is entering, right? So here, if I go, here it has logged in already, right? So by step, all are getting closed as well, right? So this one is also executing, right? This one is also in progress. This is an issue, that change password issue, right? Okay. In this case, it is going to check it out as well, right? Okay, so all the test cases are executed, right? And as a result, a report will be generated at the last. So let us wait for this to complete. Okay, so now let us go to target, and here we will start seeing the cucumber report, right? This is cucumber report, and you will start seeing the extent report as well, right? So if I go here somewhere, you will see the extent report, right? If you are not sure where to see the extent report, you can go to extent properties, and here you can find out the location of extent report, right? So this is the report, target extent-reports, spark report.html. You can provide the name, whatever you want, right? Let me click on this and let me open it into Cloud. So you see, test cases are executed, right? So we can see the test cases. So it has automatically added the screenshot util as well, right? So this is what is the beauty of GitHub Copilot along with Playwright MCP to develop the framework within few minutes or within 1 hour or so, right? So this is how we can utilize this GitHub Copilot along with Playwright MCP to create the test automation framework from scratch. This is what I wanted to cover, guys, as part of current discussion. Thank you for watching. I would request you to please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.